Hello, friends! Welcome to episode 4 of Create This Book. So, in the previous episode, we created a fancy name and set ourselves the rule to write a fun, cool, or fascinating fact on each page of the book. This week's first prompt is to create a monochrome. Choose one color, use only that color to decorate this page. The first thing that came to my mind was Pink Panther, because he's completely pink, even the outlines are pink. So yeah, long story short, I chose the color pink for this page. I just realized that I've used a lot of pink in this book already, which is a bit funny because I'm definitely not that kind of pink girl. Like, I would never wear pink clothes or makeup, but in my art, I really love to use pink. I love vibrant colors, and pink definitely is super vibrant and beautiful. So, although you won't find any pink in my wardrobe, you will still find it a lot in my art. Alright, our Pink Panther is cut out. Now I just add his smile and he's completed. So, next we need to deal with the rest of the page. The initial idea was to just have this large Pink Panther that we just created with a paintbrush in his hand or paw, and then just do an entirely pink background to make it look like he had painted the walls with pink color. But then I thought, okay, this will look super boring if we just have one Pink Panther and the rest of the page is just pink walls. So I came up with the idea to add a gallery of self-portraits Pink Panther has painted and hung up on his wall. I added frames to the pictures using pink washi tape. This was just nice and easy to do. Next, I colored in the room. So I used 3 different shades of pink, one for the main wall, one for the side wall, and one for the floor. As you can see, I left some blank spaces for the portraits and for the fun fact, and this is what we're gonna add to the page first. The Pink Panther got his start in the opening and closing credit sequences of the 1963 movie Pink Panther. In the storyline of that film, the Pink Panther was a huge and very valuable pink diamond. In the credits, this was shifted to an animated Pink Panther. This panther's popularity spawned an entire spin-off franchise. I also removed the wall painting brush from his hand or paw and replaced it with a normal painting brush. Alrighty, last thing to do is to hang up all his beautiful self-portraits on the wall. Just look how proud he is of his artworks. The final touch is adding his whiskers and eyebrows with a black fine liner. Yes, I did use some black on this page, but I think it's not cheating because black is not an actual color, so the only real color that I used is pink. Last but not least, let's touch up the prompt by giving those letters a pink gradient. Okay, this is the final result, a very pink page. Next up is this prompt: create the following lists, things you like and things you dislike. So the plan is to make this look like a page in a postage stamp album. Don't ask me how much time I spent drawing those stamp frames. Just don't. I used actual stamps, slightly glued them to the paper, then painted over it with acrylic markers, then removed the stamp again, then traced everything with a fine liner, and this for all of those stamps. So yeah, I almost went crazy during this process. But I think it looks super cool, so in the end it was worth it. I also came up with more things that I like than things that I dislike. That's why I divided this page a bit differently than it was originally. So the yellow space will be filled with things that I like, and the gray space will be filled with things that I dislike. I had to rewrite things you dislike because on the original position there will be a stamp with something I like. Alright, so let's get this page filled and draw all of the stamps. Let's start with something quite obvious. So if you've watched my first video, you know that I really love Harry Potter. So I definitely had to do a Harry Potter stamp. And for that, I sketched out the first UK cover, then colored it in with alcohol markers, touched it up with some colored pencils, and in the end added the writing with a gold metallic gel pen. Then I just cut it out and glued it onto the like side. The next one won't be a surprise either. I love cats, they're absolutely adorable. I basically love all animals, but I've lived with cats for quite a while now, so they're kind of special to me. This one also shouldn't come as a surprise, as I stated in my first video that I'm super interested in astronomy and space exploration. So I made a stamp with just a simplified model of the solar system. Don't worry, I deliberately put all the obvious things in the beginning, so later it will get a bit more interesting when you learn some new likes and dislikes of mine. Okay, this is the last obvious one, I promise. But of course, I love arts and crafts, otherwise I wouldn't be doing this series. Let's continue with something that I really hate, and this is waking up early. I am 100% a night owl, and the alarm kills me every single morning. I hate it so much. I need a minimum of 10 alarms to be able to get up in the morning, and I feel jet lagged basically every day. Okay, let's return to the brighter sides of life now. I really love traveling. I find so much joy in discovering new countries and cultures, and if I could, I would be traveling nonstop all the time. My goal is to visit as many countries as I can in my life. Okay, I think this one finally is a surprise. I live in a country where beer is super popular and almost everyone I know loves beer, but I just really hate it. I can't even describe it, but to me this is the worst taste in the entire world. I can't handle. I can't drink it even if my life was at stake. I just couldn't. Okay, let's stick with the beverages. Next, I'm drawing a cup of cappuccino. And other than the beer, I really enjoy drinking cappuccino, especially on cold, rainy days when you sit in a nice warm cafe and have a cup of hot cappuccino and some cake with it. Yeah, that's just perfect. And I would always choose cappuccino over regular coffee. Next up, we have horror movies. I let you guess if they go to the like or dislike side. Okay, for that, I'm drawing this creepy scene from Ring where Sadako is crawling out of the TV. And sorry for the bad quality, no idea why my camera wouldn't focus. Anyways, here's the reveal. Yes, it definitely goes to the like side. Next up, I drew myself freezing and shivering in the cold. Well, although I like goosebumps from watching horror movies, I hate goosebumps from being cold, and I get cold really easily, unfortunately, and it always bothers me a lot. I already mentioned that I love animals, and my all-time favorite animal for as long as I can think is the kangaroo. We all had this one plushie as a child that we would just take anywhere with us, right? And guess what? Mine was a kangaroo. Kangaroos are just so cute and unique. I really adore them. Now for an animal that I don't like too much. It's the spider. It got a bit better over time. As a child, I would freak out whenever I saw the tiniest little spider. Nowadays, I can handle most normal household spiders, but those huge black ones that you sometimes encounter in your basement, they're still giving me the creeps. I'm sort of an adrenaline junkie. I love everything to do with height or speed, like bungee jumping, so this definitely had to go on the like side. Besides loving action and adrenaline, I also really like books for their content as well as for their aesthetics. I'd like to show you this beauty as an example of what I mean with the aesthetics of books. This is an old astronomy book, and especially the old books were just so elaborate and beautiful. I love to just flip through them, look at the pictures, look at the old font, and just, yeah, all the love to detail that went into these books. There is one trait in people that I really much dislike, and this is arrogance or narcissism. I just can't stand people who are so overly confident and arrogant and in love with themselves. So I drew a young blonde male here in reference to Narcissus, whom narcissism was named after, but of course this applies to men and women alike. In my opinion, true greatness is humbleness, no matter how successful or powerful you are. Now for my guilty pleasure, I do have a sweet tooth. I love everything from chocolate to cake to cookies to cupcakes. So if you want to make me happy, just offer me some sweets. Okay, last stamp, finally. This is something that also gives me a headache. This is the battle for free parking spaces. At least where I live, parking space is very limited or just super narrow and contorted. And to make things even worse, I'm not very talented at parking. Wow, this page was so much work. It really took me several eternities to finish it, but still, it's not entirely completed yet. And to do spiders some justice, because they really don't deserve all the hate they get, I decided to add some cool facts about them. Spiders are not insects, which are six-legged, but arachnids, which are eight-legged. They have 48 knees, 6 on each leg, and most commonly 8 eyes, 2 big and 6 smaller ones. Spiders have blue copper-based blood called hemolymph. We reached the end of another episode. If you made it until here, I want to thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It would be awesome to see you next week again. Take care. Bye bye.